Let's talk for a few minutes about pain. Okay, so as people, we typically have, or we basically have, two motivating factors in life: pain and pleasure. So we tend to seek pleasure and we tend to run away from pain. However, sometimes we have to address the pain so we can get to full-on pleasure, real pleasure, not temporary, limited amount of time pleasure, but real pleasure on a daily basis, because we feel good doing what we love to do, right? And when you don't feel good, then you're in that pain spot. So what do? You do less, And then you decide, I'm going to start BPS. I'm going to do that body power system, and I'm going to get through it. Because the only way out is through, and the only way through is to keep going. But pain can sometimes be inhibiting and even make you feel discouraged about continuing the process. So pain is an unpleasant or noxious sensation that occurs someplace in our body. And in my personal beliefs, pain is an attention grabber. It says there's something going on here that needs our attention, or needs your attention, or I need help from you as the owner of my body system, or the owner of the body, in order to make some changes. So when we start to change the body, sometimes we can get pain. But we want to make sure, and we want to define pain so that it's clear to us. And that's one of the values of doing the journaling section of your body power system binder. Because when you do the journaling section, you can define pain in terms of quality. Now I know you're thinking pain does not have a quality, but it does. It can be aching, sharp, burning, it can be throbbing, it can be nagging. There's just lots of words people use to describe pain. And when you describe your pain, then you have something to remember what my pain was like in the past and how it has changed. But if I don't write it down, our minds are kind of cool in the way that they go, that's over. I don't remember that pain anymore. You mean I had pain? I mean, in 5 minutes in the clinic, I actually have people say, because I'm like, look at the change that you had. And they'll say to me, I didn't have any change. And I said, so when we first tested this movement, you were telling me how this was giving you pain. You had a pulling from the back of your skull all the way down to your bottom. But now you're saying, oh, there's no problem. Nothing changed. And I'm like, yeah, something changed, because 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, you told me about the pain in your back. So to really think about those pains and those limitations helps you to see what your body needs and how to provide and meet those needs with your body. So the quality or the quantity of the pain. So the quality is words like burning, aching, stabbing. The size of the pain, it goes from the base of my skull all the way down to my butt cheek, or it spreads across my whole back, or I feel that going down my leg. That's a lot bigger size than, well, it's a circle in my bottom that's about this big. Or I feel a pinch in my hip and in my groin that's, maybe this big. Is it thin? Is it chunky? Is it dense? Is it wispy like a cloud? You might not have ever used some of these words to describe or define pain, but the more specific you can be as you describe your pain and as you connect to it, the better you're going to be able to release it. And the more you're going to be aware of those releases. When you're aware of them, you can say things to your body like, thank you for communicating that with me. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve you and form this relationship that I want with you, so that we can get rid of this pain and we can move freely and openly and fully through life, rather than, well, I can't move like that, or I'm afraid to go up the bleacher steps because there's no railing. Instead, I can say, no big deal, I can do that. Because when I qualify and quantify that pain, the other parameters that help you understand your pain is, when I get the pain, how long does it last? Is it 20 minutes? Is it 2 days? How long is that pain lasting when I get it? Another way to qualify and quantify is, How intense is it when I get it? Is it getting to be less intense? Is it in a smaller area, but maybe even a little bit more intense? None of this is like, oh, that's a bad thing. It's just a thing. So when we look at pain from these parameters, that it's like, well, I still get pain, but instead of having that pain last for 2 days or 5 days, the pain lasts for 20 minutes or an hour or 2. That's a huge gain. And when we celebrate our gains by measuring our pains, we're going to be able to change your life.